Seth Meyers, this is Late Night. We hope you're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. After speaking yesterday with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President Trump said that Modi is one of his, quote, greatest friends. Said Modi, "Thank you. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard." We've talked like 3 times. In a new interview, President Trump claimed that Republicans should, quote, nationalize the voting because Trump believes there was no way this wasn't fraud. President Trump said over the weekend that the biggest problem in the U.S. is that Democratic politicians are, quote, soft on crime, as opposed to Trump, who couldn't be more into it. According to a new analysis from the New York Times, the new batch of Epstein files released by the Justice Department on Friday contain more than 5,300 references to President Trump. Of course, that doesn't prove anything. I've mentioned him way more than 5,300 times. But he's never been here. President Trump said in a new interview that he would be willing to help the United Nations amid its budget crisis. Dude, you couldn't even figure out the escalator at the United Nations. What are you going to do if accounting is on the 2nd floor? According to the latest number, First Lady Melania Trump's documentary, Melania, made more than $7 million this weekend at the box office, mostly from disappointed little girls who thought they were seeing Moana. In honor of Valentine's Day, more than 200 Waffle House locations are set to reopen as a reservation-only restaurant with candles and white tablecloths. Great if you're looking to get into a huge fight with someone besides the staff. And finally, the Staten Island Zoo yesterday held its annual Groundhog Day celebration, and as usual, the groundhog didn't see nothing. That was a monologue, everybody. Got a great show for you tonight. He's a fantastic actor, you know, from movies like Schindler's List, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, and The Naked Gun. He's starring in Cold Storage, which is in theaters February 13th. Liam Neeson is back on the show, and it's always a thrill to have him. You've seen her in the hit HBO series The White Lotus and films such as The Edge of 17 and Split. You can see her now in Ponies, which is streaming on Peacock. And up next, she stars in Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which is in theaters Friday, February 13th. Haley Lou Richardson will also be joining us. I'm so excited to have her on the show. She is a multi-talented comedian, writer, and actor you know from The Amber Ruffin Show, Have I Got News for You? And, of course, this show, her musical Bigfoot, begins playing February 11th at New York City Center. My friend Amber Ruffin is back on the show. Nat Faxon is on family trips with the Myers Brothers this week. Give it a listen. You guys, it's February. The whole country is in a deep freeze. People are going stir-crazy in their homes, and that includes my writers. You know, they write hundreds of jokes every day just to get the 10 or 12 we use in the monologue, and honestly, a lot of those jokes are not good. Sometimes I think they throw in a few stinkers on purpose just to fill the page and meet the assignment, but just because New York City is coated in ice, that doesn't mean we can tolerate laziness, which means it's time for another surprise inspection. Here's how the inspection works. I'm going to read some real jokes that were really submitted by my writers. Some are dumb, some are offensive, some are insane, some are very confusing. Most importantly, my writers don't know we're doing this. And because they don't watch the show, they will never know. Let's get started. The New York Times published an article yesterday about the growing market for rare species of crustaceans known as isopods. And many of the buyers reportedly purchased one through a shell company. That was written by Matt. And I will be showing pictures of every writer. Not that it will help, but I feel better when I shame them. I read that today on a piece of paper. Shell company, I read. And then I said, are we accepting submissions from 4th graders? And they said, no, that's from Matt. The New York Jets have reportedly chosen 5 offensive coordinator candidates and 2 polite ones. That's from Brian. Don't you start. The more you applaud, the more they do it. President Trump said on Monday that the situation with Iran is, quote, in flux. Yeah, because you keep fluxing it up. Yeah, that was not bad. That was not bad. Brian wrote that one as well, so that's like Brian's 1 and 1. Rapper Nicki Minaj visited the White House yesterday and popped into an Oval Office meeting, making Trump only the second president to host a Minaj in the Oval Office. You know what? Your pleasant reaction to that. This is now an inspection of you. You're not doing great. Minaj in the Oval Office. I mean, my head writer Alex Bays and I sat there. We almost had an aneurysm reading that joke. And it turns out we're wrong. You guys lost your minds. Research it. Oh, we should give credit. That was Matt. This is a disaster. Matt's up next. I'm pretty sure Matt's up next. Is Matt up next, Wally? Yeah, okay. I'm really hopeful he loses all the goodwill he's built up with you. Researchers in Australia recently published a study that shows women find men with large penises to be more attractive. Makes sense. No Barbie wants a shrimp. Yes, you guys are back in my good graces. I was really worried. If you guys went nuts for No Barbie Wants a Shrimp, I was out of here. You know, because famously Australian people say they want to throw a shrimp on the Barbie. So it makes sense then if you were a professional comedy writer who got real money for your job, you would use the penises set up to say No Barbie Wants a Shrimp. A Florida boat captain was arrested this week with 51 pounds of cocaine that he allegedly found at sea and was selling. Said the captain, "Yar, I must have sold me blow to a narc." Now, very strange, because it just said the captain of a ship, never said pirate. That was enough for Brian to write a... the roster for the U.S. team at the Milan Cortina Olympics was announced this week. It includes 54-year-old curler Rick Ruohonen. You know what? I'm sorry. This punchline's so bad. Can we play a rim shot after it, Alex? Okay. The roster for the U.S. team at the Milan Cortina Olympics was announced this week. It includes 54-year-old curler Rick Ruohonen. At his age, the curling stones aren't the only ones he'll be passing. I feel like I should have asked for a gunshot. Oh, you're like, oh, we like him. I hated it, but then it was the Minaj guy. So I must be wrong. The outdoor clothing brand Petoni... We're not judging me. The outdoor clothing brand Patagonia filed a lawsuit last week against a drag performer named Patagonia. Uh-oh, this could spell trouble for my drag persona, LL Peen. Ladies love. According to a new study, masturbating before a workout, hopefully everybody's hearts dropped. Knowing who's been writing the jokes and knowing this is the setup. Hopefully you're all pre-miserable. According to a new study, masturbating before a workout could boost strength. But now we're really going to insist you wipe down the equipment. And this is a first appearance of the worst person I know. That's Mike Scollins, everybody. He once wore a tank top to work, and we like to shame him both for the jokes he writes and for that fashion choice that he made 7 years ago. After New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani said at a press conference that the series was available to read during the snowstorm, the New York Public Library reported the downloads of the book Heated Rivalry increased by more than 500%. And the best part is you only need one hand to download it. So the logic of that joke is it's so horny, you start jerking it like while you're downloading it? I don't even know who you guys are anymore. We're going to end with the Scollins, as we always do. It's awful. By the way, also, he turns in a bunch that we can't use. They're too rough for this. I think 2 of them had Casey Anthony in the punchline. Topical. And finally, Dunkin' yesterday... Finally, Dunkin' yesterday unveiled its new protein milk. Said an employee, "Oh my God, he's drinking it, he's drinking it." That's one to think about on your way home and then get sick in the privacy of your own bathroom. Hey, that's been Surprise Inspection, everybody. We'll